Hello to the 2 subscribers who are gonna watch this video. I am doing another podcast. I say another because over the course of my YouTube channels, I've done a bunch of these. So this one is a little different, and the 2 subscribers, the 2 of them who are gonna look at this are gonna kinda forgive me. They're gonna forgive me, hopefully. This is for school. This is not me doing it necessarily for the people who are subscribed to my channel. This is for school. So I'm doing a degree related to a certain thing, and I have to do a podcast that is somehow related to the history of communication, right? I know that sounds amazing. So I've got my instructions right here on my other phone, and it says podcast, at least 3 episodes in English or Romanian. I'm not gonna do that because I can't do that. On topics relating media. I think that's supposed to say on topics relating to media, probably. Okay, so we're gonna correct that. Okay, podcast, at least 3 episodes in English or Romanian on topics relating to media, tech, and the larger culture. And there's like other descriptions here, like plus 0.05 to final grade. It says 2 students, but I did clarify to the teacher that the original plan was to do it with a specific student. However, that specific student has not responded. So that's not a bad thing. That's not a good thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing or a good thing. That's just the reality. So I'm kind of doing this on my own with the help of a few people. And one of them is in the same room as me. Please introduce yourself.
So my name is Zoya, robu. I'm 34 years old, and I have a degree in cognitive behavioral psychotherapy, and I work as a applied behavioral analyst.
It's not even a long introduction. It's a short one, and I'm still impressed. I'm still impressed that I meet people like this. I always sound like this when I'm doing a recording of a podcast. I know I do, but I just want to hammer a point to the 2 people who are going to listen to this. I love when I meet people who have like a bunch of degrees, like whether it's like 2 bachelor's degrees or a bachelor's and a master's or stuff like that. Listen, I'm not saying that I don't meet professors who have a lot of education, because obviously I do meet professors with a lot of education, but when I'm going about my day, I go to parties, I go to events, which I do that a lot, and I meet these people, and like maybe we become friends, or maybe we just talk about life, and then I learn that they're like so qualified. Okay. So it says here, topics relating to media, tech, and the larger culture. Now, I know that you're like a super educated person, in my opinion, and I know You're welcome, of course. And in my opinion, in my humble opinion, you are one of the smarter people I've met.
Aww.
And what do you, I know it's a generic, like we'll start out pretty generic and then we'll narrow it down from there. So I know that you have experiences that I don't have. For example, you lived in Bucharest your whole life, in Romania, and
yeah.
I've only been here like 5 months. 5 months.
Your Romanian is very good.
Mulțumesc frumos, foarte mult. Mult. Okay, I said that. Okay, 5 luni, 5 months?
Yes.
Okay, so you get to decide the direction of the first episode. Welcome to the first episode, listeners. Yes. This is gonna get us so many like. I'm not gonna say subscribers. I'm not gonna say points because it's like 0.5. I don't know how that works, but we are gonna get into stuff, and this is gonna be so good. We are gonna get so many. Yeah, I can't think of a word. Zoya, think of something like, think of a Romanian word. Is there a Romanian word for insight? We're gonna have so many insights. Say that in Romanian. Say that in Romanian.
Realizare. It's, we actually adopted the term insight. So we don't really like conștientizare, maybe.
Wow. Say that one more time.
Conștientizare.
Good.
Good.
How do you say a lot of it? Foarte a lot of it. That's...
Foarte multă conștientizare.
Okay. Știu. Pentru că eu sunt cel mai român. Român? Okay, I'm gonna stop embarrassing myself.
But I think insight translates better to realizare, like I realized something.
Cool. Okay. Hopefully, I realized something because of Zoya about quote unquote media, tech, and the larger culture, because that's what it says in the class syllabus. Okay, it's been 5 minutes, 6 minutes. Zoya, what is your experience personally? Anything that has to do with media or tech or the larger culture in Romania?
So I'm a millennial. I grew up in the 90s and the 2000s, and I witnessed the dawn of technology innovation. Basically, we had computers, they were expensive at the time, so not many people had them. But I had this friend who was a little bit rich. She had a father that worked in tech. So she had a computer. She had games that we would go to her place and play. We played Hercules, and I love that game. It's very nostalgic for me. This was in the 90s. So the only contact with technology that I had at the time was this friend. Me and my sister would go to her place, and she would have gadgets that you wouldn't see anywhere else. Like, she had this gadget that actually recorded what you said, and then it talked back in English. And it was kind of like how you talk to Google now when you want to insert a prompt for a Google search. So that was fun. So yeah, my family wasn't that rich, and we didn't have cool stuff like computers or mobile phones, or we had a landline, and that was about it. But my mother left when I was 11 years old. She left, this was at the beginning of the 2000s. She left to work in Italy, and that was a period of migration, a massive migration from Romanians to the West. Many Romanians left their families in Romania to work in Western Europe to bring money back home. So I was part of a bigger cultural phenomenon. But thanks to her job in Italy, we actually bought a computer when I was kind of like, I was in 7th or 8th grade. I can't remember. So I remember in those times we had CDs, and we had a lot of CDs for movies, for The Sims, for
The Sims.
Yeah.
The video game.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
We played Sims 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And 3, I guess. And we had a Pentium 4. That's what it was called in that time, in that period. I think technology made me a little bit like addicted, because me and my sister would sit at that computer for the majority of our free time. And it wasn't, if you had no internet, it was for nothing. The computer was for nothing. You could only watch movies, I guess.
And play The Sims.
Yeah. But before we had a computer, I remember in the 5th grade, I had this friend. And we went to an internet cafe.
Oh, you have those.
Yeah, we had those.
The ones where you rent a computer, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she was my best friend, and we decided to talk to a classmate and catfish him.
Oh no.
Yes.
Do you remember? Oh my goodness. Do you remember what year that was? Like roughly, like what year?
Well, I was in the 5th grade, so it was kind of like
2000 is 2007, 6? I'm just guessing at this point.
what age are you in the 5th grade? 12?
I would love to answer that question. But that would require, okay, so assuming 2 subscribers watch this, that would require remembering the Philippines, and that would give me very, very delicious PTSD. But let's see. Yeah, maybe
2002, I think.
2002?
Yeah.
Holy cow, you were, wow. Catfishing, you guys were ahead of your time.
Yeah.
You guys were ahead of your time.
Yeah. We talked to this classmate who had bad grades, and at the time we thought he was kind of stupid. I don't feel good about this, but we basically chatted him up.
Oh no.
On Yahoo Messenger, I guess.
Oh my goodness, Yahoo Messenger. Okay.
And we pretended to be this girl who was interested in him. And I really don't remember if we stood him up, if we proposed a date and he accepted. I don't remember this. But we kind of talked about it in class, and somebody overheard us, and the guy found out. And he was very upset. He was in a very bad mood. Yeah.
Were you friends?
And I felt very guilty.
Were you friends with this guy?
No.
Okay. Yeah. Oh dear. Oh dear.
We would spend time in the internet cafe. We would spend time chatting people up on Mirk.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it was kind of like
Mirk?
Mirk, yes.
Wow. It must be a Romanian type of, it sounds like it could be Romanian. Okay.
We had this abbreviation, ASL, ASL, which means
okay.
Age, sex, and
location. Right.
Exactly.
You guys are so ahead of your time. That's crazy. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's insane. Oh my goodness.
I don't remember much about that because it was a very long time ago, and nothing stuck with me. The story with the catfishing really stuck with me because I felt very guilty afterwards when I saw the guy.
Oh.
Yeah. I thought even if he's stupid, he didn't do anything to us, you know?
I mean, low key, when I say aw because you felt bad about something that you did. I don't say aw because I feel bad for the guy. I never met the guy, but you know, I mean, low key, I'm just saying this from my observation of people. A lot of guys and gals, or insert pronoun here, I say this all the time. A lot of people are pieces of shit. So low key, but high key. Maybe that guy kind of deserved it. I don't know, but so you don't remember standing him up, but you do remember like posing as this other person.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just you, it was you and one of your classmates, right?
Yeah, we had such a good time doing that, actually. We laughed and laughed.
Okay, oh my goodness. Because you brought up a story.
Yeah.
You brought up a story about you and your classmate like catfishing a person. Okay, so I can say I've never catfished a person. However, I knew somebody. So this was a long time ago. I was in the Philippines because I was born there. I did know a dude who was so proud that he was catfishing people, like not even for money, just to make people go to a place and like that, and he would like observe that person at that place and like get stood up by a person who is not real, or a person who was just never going to be there, a different person. Like I find that a little bit cruel, a little bit petty. But to go back to the topic in the class syllabus, I'm checking my other phone again. Media, tech, and the larger culture. I want to say this is my opinion. And again, this is episode 1, so we've got maybe 5 more minutes. I want to say I like I like to bring like a bigger perspective on everything as much as possible. It does say media, tech, and the larger culture. So like,
Yeah.
I find it sad that there is a catfish culture, whether it's on like a dating app, whether it's on Facebook. I always say that I'm not a fan of Instagram because I'm sorry for this. This is just my opinion. I feel like Facebook is already a little bit fake. I feel like Instagram takes that fakeness on the topic of catfishing and just maybe people being not genuine. It's like Instagram takes that same fakeness and multiplies it by 1,000,000. Like I try to stay off of social media, which is funny because I do have a YouTube channel where I upload a lot of things that some people hate and some people like, which is okay. Because you were talking about catfishing.
Yeah, well, today, there's this tendency to showcase only the good things in your life, only the celebrations, the promotions, the weddings. I don't know. So it's when you spend time on social media and you see only the achievements of everyone else, you feel like you haven't achieved enough.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, and you don't, you're biased.
Right.
You're biased because many people are not that happy.
Correct.
And they smile only for the picture, I guess.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. But what I was trying to say is that internet cafes have disappeared, but they were very popular in the 2000s. And I think we didn't have that much access to pictures. We didn't have the technology to maybe send nudes.
Yeah, no.
And
oh goodness,
there weren't any social media apps. So what's changed, I think, is that mobile phones became increasingly performant.
Okay. Yeah.
They're like a mini computer in your pocket. So everybody got stuck on their mobile phone and not on their computers anymore. And having that many apps, that many social media apps, really shows that we want to know. We want to know what everybody's doing. We want to know how somebody looks or how somebody looked in the past. We
Yes.
We want to
Right.
research him, stalk him a little bit.
True. Yes. Yeah.
We try to find clues about a person from his profile, and it's kind of, I don't know. I don't agree with it because there's this bias that only perfect pictures or happy moments are posted on social media.
Yeah.
And then there's the fake first impression that's likely to happen.
Yeah.
And I think you should really talk to a person to know him.
Correct.
I don't think well, you could find a lot of things on social media. Women are very adept to do this kind of thing, to find out if he has a wife, if where he lives, what friends he has, whatever, and so on and so forth.
Wow.
But now,
We're gonna say, because according to the timer, it's 19 minutes and 59 seconds. Zoya will come back. Just for the 2 people or how many people are gonna listen to this, I don't know. Zoya is gonna come back for the 3rd episode. We are gonna wrap this up for now. I have a scheduled, I don't know if that's the right word. We're gonna let Zoya finish her point, and then we're gonna wrap this up. So we were talking about like going into the background of people, checking social media. I don't know about you, Zoya, but for me, I miss the days where people were a little bit more genuine. Because for me, I've met a lot of people who act a certain way on the internet, and they're like, they're not
Yeah.
that person in real
Yeah.
life. I guess that's something we can.
Or they're better at writing than at communicating. verbally.
Right. So
Yeah.
they're better at presenting themselves rather than being a real person, like beside you. Like, it's actually great. It's such a great point to deliver because I'm beside you right now. Like,
Yeah.
this is it's a little corny, but here's a good example. Like, I'm talking to this person in real life. We're not just presenting ourselves on the internet to each other. We're talking in real life, which I think people should do more. Okay, that is a wrap for this first little episode. I'm gonna put a commercial break. Commercial break. Read my book. I'll put it in the description. Zoya question. Do you want me to? It's up to you. Do you want me to share a page of yours in the description? It's not like it's gonna get views, but I want to pretend like I'm doing a commercial break. You know what? We're gonna do that off air. We're gonna discuss it off air. For now, la rivedere, if I said that correctly.
Yeah, you did. Papa.
Okay, let's go. We will be taking a break while I cry about my problems. For now, here is Amnesia, written, recorded, performed by me. Have fun.
It was a green blue snowflake, colored in the ways I met you. Bullet trains a million miles away, covered in a black blue heartache. Coffee on the rugs, I've seen you. Put a bullet to a cotton-filled glass of white clay. Windows without glass, stones into fire, called my name, but to me she'll stay the same. The midnight sun was on her face. She'll stay the same, she'll always stay the same. But she heals through me, through the words I never could have said to your face without a seizure. But she heals through me, I'm the friend none of your paper hearts could take away. And without a reason, you're a seizure into amnesia, amnesia into your heart, a seizure into amnesia. Now we're a million miles apart. It was a green blue snowflake. You were the yellow petals on my roses, cutting colder than your ice cold wine. My freezer's locked and empty here, without a single heartache. Muscle memory between the red lines. I'll go colder than the blood in your spine. Don't call me just 'cause you ran out of time. And if the lights go out, she'll be just fine. Now I heal through me, through the words I never could have said to your face without a seizure. Now he heals through me, I'm the friend none of your paper hearts could take away. And without a reason, you're a seizure into amnesia, amnesia into your heart, a seizure into amnesia. Now we're a million miles apart. It was a green blue snowflake. Now I heal through me, through the words I never could have said to your face without a seizure. Now he heals through me, I'm the friend none of your paper hearts could take away. And without a reason, you're a seizure into amnesia, amnesia into your heart, a seizure into amnesia. Now we're a million miles apart. You're a seizure into amnesia, amnesia into your heart, a seizure into amnesia. Now we're a million miles apart. It was a green blue snowflake. How many times did you break me? You can't count, because you never did. Call it strange how I fly. I flew from the depths in which I couldn't sing, the ones you trapped me in. Seizure into amnesia. It was a green blue snowflake, colored in the ways I met you. Bullet
hesitation. The third segment, the third part of the podcast. Again, it's amazing how I'm doing another episode. It's not amazing, it's kind of lame, but that's not me complaining. I'm happy to be where I am. I'm so honored to have such amazing professors who I may or may not always agree with, but that's humans in general. Everyone should be different. Everyone should have their own point of view. Zoya is in the kitchen. Zoya,
Hi.
how are you doing?
I'm great, actually. I just ate. And I like to eat.
Okay. Zoya is great and she likes to eat. That sounds like me after I ate, honestly. Okay, so topics relating media. Okay, topics relating to media. I believe there should be a word "to" there. Topics relating to media, tech, and the larger culture. There's no "to," but I'm gonna add a "to." Anyway, we are gonna do the third and final segment of this particular upload, which again was it was because of an assignment at school. So Zoya, we are gonna be a little more, I think we're gonna be a bit more conversational and free, very free and expressive in this third episode. But before we get into media, tech, and the larger culture, if there's one thing you could say to, okay, let's pretend there's 5 people listening to this. Let's just pretend.
Okay.
If there was something you could say to some strangers, like you have an opportunity to speak to people you've never met, and you want to make their lives better, what would you say to them?
Don't use AI.
Boom! Okay, I'm not gonna say any more because I don't want to lose my future employment. I don't want to lose my future employment. Okay, damn, that's already related to tech.
Yeah.
That's already related to tech. Holy cow. Can you go deeper into this?
Well, I think it's bad for the environment. I think, and I care about the environment. I mean, I'm a vegetarian. I try to, I try to leave this place a better place.
Right.
So, but the most concerning thing about AI is that it's used for things that are how do you say it? It's used for things that are so simple and easy if you just sit and think and think critically. And I think critical thinking is so important. We have like a 50% rate or something like that of functional how do you say it?
Cognitive capacity?
No, functional.
Or like usage of our brain? Like we use 50% of our brain, or?
We don't use 50. That's a myth. We don't.
Okay,
We use all the brain. The brain never stops. You're asleep and he works. Or it works.
Okay.
So we functional illiteracy. I'm not sure how it's called, but it's the fact that people in Romania can't understand the text after they read it. And can't comment on the text.
Coming from a Romanian. Oh, well, I'm the same way with, for the record, I'm the same way with Filipino people for the most part. Go ahead.
Yeah. I don't blame, I only blame the education system. I don't blame anything, I don't blame any one person, you know?
Yeah.
It's a system that basically encourages memorization instead of critical thinking.
Okay.
I was lucky to have great professors in high school, in second whatever, in my gymnasium. I don't know if it's
Middle school?
Middle school, yeah. Middle school. And we had this in high school. I had this. We had this subject that was the Romanian and the Romanian literature and language, and we basically read text and we had to answer her questions. That actually her questions were very good because they allowed us to think critically about the text. And I've heard that that's not a case. That's not a case in most schools.
Right. Right.
So I've heard of teachers that basically told the students to memorize paragraphs, entire texts
No. Okay.
for
alright.
to comment on a text, on a book or something.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's not that's not good. And I think
Yeah.
that AI kind of just kind of, if you write a text with AI, it kind of, I don't know, it kind of erases the individual differences between people.
Yeah. Yes.
If you
yes.
if two people write an email both with AI, they're gonna look the same, they're gonna sound the same. And it's basically erasing our individuality, erasing our way of expressing our opinions. And yeah, I think AI should just go to sleep.
Wow. That's so yeah. I like what you said, not just about AI, but also in my opinion, in my humble opinion, I'm being careful because this is recorded and because it's for school, so I will say that I do not representative of one person. I'm not gonna make a claim, but I like what you said about the education system in general. In general, I'm not gonna say more than that. So, Zoya, have you read any good books recently? Because, on the topic of tech and AI, I think that a lot of people are not like you. You read books, which is one of the things I like about your general personality and the person you are.
I read this very interesting book that's called The Will of the Many. And it's basically a fantasy book, but
Yeah.
the political and power structure of the world they live in is so interesting. They basically have this hierarchy.
The
where-
will of the many.
Yeah,
The will of the
yeah. They have this hierarchy where everyone is there's numbers from 1 to 7, and the one who's number 1 is the most powerful, and they have life force from other people that are lower in the hierarchy.
Wow.
They seed power.
Wow.
They seed will force.
Okay.
Through this contraption. I can't even describe it. It's, you have to read the book to, yeah.
Wow.
And
That's a good analogy.
I think it's it resembles the wealth distribution in our society. I mean, there's the 1% and there's
Yep.
yeah, but the book basically states that because so many people agreed to cede their power,
Yeah.
it's their fault, not
When you
the
say seed,
system.
what when you say seed, like, do you mean to, like, because when I hear seed, I either think the thing on the internet when you seed something and it's on a server and you're sharing it with everyone, or seed like you're planting it so you can have more. What do you mean by seed in this case?
They relinquish some of their life force, some of their
Their
willpower.
own
Yeah.
to get more.
And the more powerful people in the hierarchy have more strength, more clarity, more energy, and it's and there's this a rebellious faction that
Yeah.
the terrorist faction basically that wants to destroy the system.
Yes.
And
Good for them. Good for them.
yeah. I mean, and the story follows a boy who survived.
Oh, okay.
A boy who survived from the massacre of his
Wow.
island, of his island country, and
Interesting.
his family.
Okay, I'm gonna politely pause Zoya for a little moment, and then we will go back to the will of the many. Years ago, I wrote my own book. It's titled The Overwoods, which is it's kind of a secret why it's called that. Eventually, it will get revealed, probably by me. Anyway, it's funny you say that because my book is also the story of a boy who survived something. The boy in real life, like I'm talking real life, that boy is me. I just changed everybody's name and the names of the places, and I wanted it to be very fun for people to read. And people did read it, and it was fun because I gave every character a superpower. The great characters, the very evil characters. The boy goes through a lot of there are some good things and there's a lot of bad things. And the story takes place in a fictionalized version of the Philippines, but I just want to say that for the couple of listeners who are here, I will maybe put a link in the description. Maybe. Either way, you can find it on my channel. But going back to the will of the many and the seating of the power.
Yeah, I think it reflects the voting system from the elections. Like we us who live in democracy and vote have this kind of power to elect officials that would help us or do something good, develop the country or whatever. And we accept too much from the people who are in a higher power.
Yeah.
Maybe we kind of forget wrongdoings or corruption or cases of, I don't know. And I saw this recorded documentary,
Right.
who talked, talked about.
Sorry to interrupt. Recorder. I believe it's like a Romanian documentary type thing.
Yeah,
Okay, got it. It's a Romanian show.
a recorder is an independent journalism, is independent press
In Romania.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they basically talked about the justice system and how most of the corruption cases that landed on their desk, the judges basically stalled the next meetings because there's this statutory limit. So basically they stalled the processes, the hearings so much that stalled.
Yeah. Okay, delayed it.
Delayed.
Got it.
Delayed the hearings and meetings so much that the corruption or the charges were basically dropped because.
Wow. Okay, because they delayed it so much.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, and it's here comes the will of the many.
Right.
I mean, those judges are people too, and they have this kind of power that could send someone behind bars.
Yeah.
But they choose to damage this country because we could do something with the money that the frauds stole or something, Yeah, I think
That makes sense, though. Even the title of the book is Will of the Many.
Yeah, the will of the many, yeah. And it's I mean, we do protest, we
Yeah.
organize protests, and we try to mobilize the people, you know, to come and scream at the government building that
At the government building.
yeah, that we want something different. We want
Yeah.
justice,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I'm very reluctant to say that it works,
Right. No.
but there was I don't know, and I don't know when it happened. I forgot when it happened, but it's basically so many people came to the protest
Okay. Recently?
in the last years, yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
That it was kind of an historical event.
Because of the number of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they wanted the government to repeal a law that favorized the corrupt people.
Okay.
Favored.
Got it. Yeah.
Favored. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to protest because I'm always thinking we are not enough. I'm going because I want to increase the numbers. And I think that we have to be in large numbers for change to be affected.
I actually agree with that so much. It's not often that something changes if it's not a lot of people getting
Yeah.
involved.
The will of the many.
I remember earlier actually, and thank you for telling me this was off of the air, this was not recorded, but at some point I asked Zoya, like, Romania is Eastern Europe, right? Like, Romania is Eastern Europe, because like I said in a comment in the second segment that it's Eastern, but then on the map it's not that Eastern, but you said it takes its language a little bit from Turkish, a little bit.
Slavic influences, Turkish, Latin influences. It's a mix. We're not part of the Balkans, but we have this volcanic culture. I don't know how to express it.
Okay, we're gonna technically end this podcast soon. For the few people who are kind of subscribed or they're gonna look at this again, we never know how few or how many, however it goes. Honestly, I don't even look at how many views I get, but I want to take a moment to say things that are still related to media, technology, and the larger culture. I want to state a kind of personal message, and this is very random, but again, I don't know, maybe 2 people will listen to this, 4 people will listen to this, and I just want to take a moment to say that whoever you are listening to this, I hope that wherever you are, you're doing something that's good for yourself, and I hope that at some point in your life you ask yourself what you are trying to accomplish for yourself. That sounds preachy, but that's the end of it. I just think larger culture, right? Larger culture. Let me explain what I mean. I was born in the Philippines. I spent many years there, so much time there. It hurts. Sometimes it hurts. But when you say larger culture to somebody like me, I tend to think sometimes the culture around you, sometimes, and I see this with a lot of people, if you do not have a lot of agency, which is why I said, I hope you sat down with yourself and asked yourself what you want, you end up adapting, like taking for yourself the mentality of the people around you instead of asking yourself, what do I really want? I remember leaving the Philippines and people were like, why aren't you going to America? Why aren't you going to Canada? And I'm like, is it shocking that I don't want that? Is it really shocking? And people were like, well, yeah.
Many people here emigrated to Canada.
Yeah.
They thought it was better than the States. I don't know about that, but I don't know.
Oh my gosh, like the number of things I'm not saying because this is like recorded. The number of things I'm not saying. Okay, all right. So Zoya and I are gonna stop being these funny recorded people on this thing that I'm submitting to school so that I have a grade and so that I pass the semester and all of that. We want to say thank you, and it's kind of a miracle. I'm not gonna lie. It's a bit of a miracle that this podcast episode is not that full of emotions and psychology and like introspection and trauma, because I'm pretty sure every other episode before this one, when I say episode, I mean recorded, uploaded podcast. But anyway, I am gonna press the button. Yes, as they say in Romanian, la revedere.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. All right, here we. Oh shit. Oh no. Blooper.
Okay, now or never. This is we're just gonna call it, literally, I'm not gonna lie, we're just gonna call it bonus material. This is for the people who stuck around this long into the thing. So I have another guest. Yes, that's correct. I have yet another guest. And they are gonna introduce themselves before we talk about things. Please introduce yourself.
Hello. First, I'm really happy to be here, and thanks for inviting me. My name is Dana Sherover. I live in Israel and in Bucharest. I speak Hebrew, English, and I try to learn Romanian.
Yes.
Limba română.
Da.
Now, I'm going to introduce myself by my education. So I have 12 years of studying at school, and then after that I went to the army for almost 2 years. There I learned how to fix computers, by the way. After that I went to the university and study human resources and sociology. And after that, when I got my degree, I decided that I want to do something else with myself. I want to make the web world much prettier. So I learned how to build websites and how to do graphic design and UX UI. And I went to many conferences, and I was a writer in a really big magazine for designers in Israel.
Amazing.
And today, for the last 14 years, I have a business named Strawberry Studio.
Awesome.
And in my business, it's one woman show.
Right.
And I do a lot because I get bored very fast. So I do tons of things. I will build websites, do graphic design. I do how do you say it? Shows. I mean, when you need to show your business in a big how do you say that? It's okay.
An audience, a big audience, a big meeting, a big presentation. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, when you want to earn money, to get money from donors, you need to show your business and why you want the money. So I make wonderful presentations and books. I know how to make people look much more worth than what they are.
Right.
That's my quality.
Perception management. Exactly. Perception management.
Yeah.
Impression management. Impression.
So that's what I do.
Yeah.
I'll be happy if you ask me questions.
Actually, it's so amazing to me how you basically, okay, look, so if I look at the class syllabus, so this is a file from the teacher of the subject, it says, and I'm reading this verbatim, podcast, at least 3 episodes in English or Romanian. Neither of us speak Romanian that well because neither of us is like originally from Romanian. And then it says, on topics relating media. I'm pretty sure that's an error. It should be on topics relating to media, tech, and the larger culture. So again, topics relating two, I'm going to add the two, media, tech, and the larger culture. So you kind of already, it's only been 3 minutes and 54 seconds, but you've already attacked all three of those things, which is kind of amazing.
Yeah, that's amazing. I just wanted to ask you if you would like to talk about AI, because in the 14 years that I'm working on my business, I saw the development of the technology going so fast, and the audience and the clients, like at first they just wanted to be shown, and they want the business, the website to be like surround the business themselves, and like the clients will come all by themselves, and after that, the world start to focus on the audience. Like, let's build a product, let's build a website, not for my client, the one who pay me, but his clients. So I find myself writing the text on the website that the text is talking about the audience. Like, what would you like to see? How do you imagine yourself when you get the service?
Oh.
I'm not selling the product. I'm like giving a solution.
Right. Wow. So I've never thought of it that way. Let me tell you something I admire about people like you, because in my mind, it's different for everyone, in my mind, people like you have like not only a special ability, but a special place. I'm like, these are the entrepreneur people. And what I mean by that is they don't just have, because you got to be your own person to do your own thing. That's true for every area of life. You want to do your own thing, you got to be your own person. You got to know who that person is. My point here is, a person will never start a business. A person will never start whether it's they sell this, they sell that, or they're making this, they're making that. That person has to have, in my opinion, such a, I want to say, confidence and a belief in themselves. Like, otherwise they would never do it. They would never be like, they would be like, I have nothing to offer the world. I have nothing to offer the world.
Oh my God, I think it sounds like you never met an Israeli before, because we all are like that.
Oh my
Like, there are more in Israel, there's more, like, everybody finished school and like, what can I do? What can I do on my own self? I'm going to be like independent.
I'm not
going to work for anybody else. I'll do it for myself.
I'm so happy to hear that, because let me be completely honest. I did meet, over the course of my life, I've met maybe 12 Israelis. And again, I know that this is going to be listened to by a professor, and we're talking about larger culture. So, in my personal experience coming from where I'm from, so I was born in the Philippines. Now I live in Europe, which I'm so proud of. Like, there's nowhere else I would rather be. Nowhere. But yeah, I've met Israelis, and like, maybe it's because they're the new generation. I guess like most of them are just like, oh my God, I just want to finish school. Which, to be fair, I'm like that as well. So I don't.
Really? In which age you met them? God, doesn't doesn't sound like people that I know.
I'm so you see,
everybody hates school, but we build like to give something to someone. We're not going to be a little needle in a system.
Right. You know what?
We want to make a change. That's why there's so many Israel that you see that will deal with construction, buildings, like bursa, diamonds, because they want to do something. They want to do something big. They want to make a change.
I find that so cool because, okay, so I've spoken to like a bunch of people just doing this assignment, on like, oh, media, oh, technology, oh, larger culture, a history of communication. That's the name of the class, the subject, history of communication. And I've spoken to a bunch of people, right? I want to say, when you said earlier, like some Israelis are like looking at construction, I just want to talk about something really quickly. So in the Philippines, before I came to Europe, I held a number of jobs, and these are like, if you saw my resume, my CV, these are relatively high positions, and these are like corporate positions. So most of my jobs, and typically I held multiple at one time, were like office based and stuff like that. And when you talked about construction, it struck me in a slightly weird way, because now that I'm in Europe and I'm going to school, and because of the laws in Romania, and this is just the truth, opportunities for me to have income, just income in general, getting money in general, they're very limited. So for example, one of the things I do, which I'm not trying to be dramatic, but it kind of affects how I can attend the school. It kind of affects how I have appointments with the embassy, with immigration and all of that. But one of the only ways I can earn income is doing, I call them black market jobs. And this is how it relates to what you said about like the Israelis, and like you were talking, I think you said bursa? What was that? Sorry.
I don't know how to call it, but when you manage other people's money,
right,
and make
exactly.
them raise.
Yeah, on the topic of money, it's sometimes I go to school and like I haven't slept in a long time, partly because of sorry for this, partly because of my roommates and their behavior, partly, but also because I'm doing what I call them black market jobs. So these are pretty heavy on physical labor. And remember that my jobs in the Philippines were all corporate. Like you sit down, you use Microsoft Excel all day long. You use these like power tools. When I say power tools, I'm talking like Oracle, I'm talking SAP, I'm talking all of like Power BI. And these are not even advanced. These are just the ones that I'm allowed to name, because the other ones, for example, when I worked at JP Morgan Chase, I cannot tell you their names. My point is,
Oh my God.
yes,
So cool.
I know. Like I went from being this one person to suddenly, which is not a bad thing, I'm okay with it, but I'm doing a lot of physical work, which only hurts me because in 2019, I was hit by a motorcycle in the Philippines, and that caused a lot of stuff. Anyway, going back
What have
to
you broke?
Yes, exactly. Like I was.
No, what have you broke on your back, I guess?
I don't. It's hard to talk about because
Give me numbers, okay? Because I have the same. I broke my neck in 3 different places in a car accident. Yeah. And I wanted to say before I can, I'm going to talk about it. I don't mind to talk about it, by the way. It's like, it's part of my resume.
Right.
But it sounds like everything is glorious and shiny, but it's so much not. And if you look at my resume of jobs, I have something like 30 different jobs.
Right.
From when I start when I was 12.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm.
I think we kind of did the same things,
Yes.
like not really corporates, but let's say I did babysitting. I collect trash for the government, for the city. I work with spreading flyers and newspapers.
Yeah.
I work with my dad on construction sites. I manage how do you call it? I manage a branch of construction in a kibbutz, which is an amazing way to live. Really different than anything that you know or ever met. If you know what kibbutz means, it's something that we have only in Israel.
I was waiting for you to finish so I could ask you. Actually, I've not heard that term before.
Wow, it's a pure communism. People who came from Russia, Romania, the Soviets. Areas, and they build the country, they build Israel. So, except going to Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, the big cities, they build tiny little communities where all the kids are growing up together from age 0 till the army. They raise alone. It's something crazy. Read about it.
From age 0 to the army. That's what you said. From age 0 to the army.
No. Yeah, from age 0 to the army, to the age of 18, they live in a children's house. It's like the parents live in their house, then the kids are living all together in a different place. Because the the way they saw life is like parents needs to work and build the country, and the kids are like kind of disturbing to the mission. The mission is building a country. So the kids are like separate from the parents. They eat dinner together and then go to sleep in the kids' house. And it's really nice. It's really interesting. Now they don't have it anymore because it's hard to understand how they used to do it. And nobody really needs to build a country anymore. We're fine. Thanks God. But the places are still exist and people live together and eat together and work together. It's interesting. Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
How did we get here?
No, you
to this subject.
No. I was asking. No, we got here because I asked you. It's me. It's my fault. I said kibbutz. You had kibbutz, and I was like, "What's that?" I've never heard of that before. So that's why you explained it. And this is relevant to literally the assignment because media, technology, and larger culture. It's actually, in my humble opinion, because I said this in an earlier recording. I have a great deal of respect for pretty much every teacher I've had in this school. Again, I don't always agree with everything they do or say, but again, that's humans in general. Everyone's going to be different from each other. But my point is the instruction, like record a podcast, and it was a little bit general, but that works in our favor because pretty much anything we talk about in 2025, 2026 is gonna be related in some way to media, tech, larger culture. But again, I promised I wouldn't take a lot of your time. And I'm looking at the timer. We have about 5 minutes. So I'm going to proactively give you the floor. I'm gonna be here and listen. You can talk about
larger culture.
Or you can talk about...
talking about globalization?
Not necessarily, but I want you, because you are the guest, and I want to give you priority, even though I'm rushing. This is like an assignment for school, and I'm rushing it a little bit. I want you to tell me about whatever you want to tell me about, whether that's your business, whether that's your time in the army, or the jobs you worked. Whatever you feel is most impactful, because maybe 2 people will listen to this, maybe 14 people will listen to this, but share something that you feel is relevant to real people.
Okay. While you talk, I thought about the topic of your course, of your class, and I thought about media and technology and global, getting to everybody in the world. Together with using like while you're using technology and media. And I wanted to tell you about the fact that one time I find myself designing a website for a tech company in London, which was an amazing experience because I used to work only with Hebrew speakers till then.
Right.
And I found myself working in English only. Which was very hard for me. Because, let's say my grades at school in English class wasn't the best. I was much better in other topics.
Yeah.
But it was amazing that we are able to access like different cultures, and they could find like easily someone who do that in their own country. But they choose me. Like by connections, I used to work with an Israeli programmer who make the connection with the client. And it was really nice to work with someone that is not close to me. I will probably never see him in real life. It happens to me with Italian clients, with American clients. And it's really nice how we can get to everywhere. And I wanted to talk to you before about the AI generation. Some kids are like born with iPhone in their hands. Right. I know exactly how to talk to Grok or Gemini or ChatGPT. And like for me, it's like something new, and I'm like interesting, but I'm curious, but suspicious.
Right.
I'm not going to jump on it and like say that whatever I did before is like worth nothing, because I think that I need to learn like to sit on the side and watch and see where it's going, you know? And for my job, like graphic design, let's say that.
Right.
Now everybody can go to ChatGPT and tell him, make me a flyer and this is the content and make it better for me. So my job is like in risk. But I still don't feel that. I think that on my experience, I can just like manage this very smart worker named AI, you know? I can be an AI engineer. So yeah, this is part of the technology and media that I'm talking about.
A lot of people agree with you. No, absolutely. I know people who are like, AI is completely to the detriment of humans in general.
They're going to kill us all.
Yes, and I remember, and this is just, again, it's my opinion. Nobody has to agree with me. I look at the planet and I think, before we close out, because it's about to be 20 minutes, before we close out, in my humble opinion, it's just, sometimes I feel like the planet is such a beautiful place. Like, I think trees are beautiful, animals are beautiful and amazing, and sometimes I feel like humans are the parasite to the planet. It's like, I feel like we just consume, and we feel like we have this priority over other species and plants. And you were talking about AI, right? And somebody once told me, like, AI is going to be like the undoing of humanity, the fall of humanity. And I'm like, good. It's about time humans eliminated themselves.
We need to restart this planet.
Exactly. Okay. So like I said earlier, First of all, I want to say thank you so much for your time and for your amazing insights and your words. Like, when I see you in person, which I try to do as much as I can, it's always great to see you. And I did say I wasn't going to take too much of your time. So for now, we're going to wrap up this like bonus episode, if you want to call it that. I'm sure my professor will be particularly happy about some of the things that you said. For now, la rivedere. I have to
La
say,
rivedere.
da papa ai grija. Take care. Okay, I'm gonna hit the button. Here's the button.
Mulțumesc mult.
Okay, we are recording. Hi, everybody. Hello to the two people. The two people who are gonna be listening to this. Yeah, we're not gonna get into that. Привет, меня зовут Корги. If you met me on Discord, then меня зовут Корги. Я плохо говорю по-русски, потому что я очень тупой. Yeah, sometimes, not always. Извините, простите. So I've got two guests, and they're going to introduce themselves one at a time. So my dear friend, who is amazing, introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is John Logan Braden. That was a pretty weird name, but I am one of this same person's friends, and with me is, do you want to introduce yourself by any chance?
Do it.
Sure. Hello, my name is Mark. I was invited to this podcast, and I hope to be as presentable as possible in this educational.
Educational. I love this.
Very educational.
I want to, first of all, I want to acknowledge the horrible audio quality. But again, this is for school, and I wasn't gonna purchase a great mic. So thank you guys so much for being here with me. At any point in the podcast, feel free to interrupt me if you disagree with something that I said. Like, be like, Corgi, stop. This is not acceptable. So for those of you who are listening and you don't... Exactly, right? Exactly. You can do that. For those of you who might be listening and you're not familiar with who I like to be, my username on Discord, it is Corgi, like the dog, because they are adorable. And if you don't think they're adorable, stop watching this video and low-key unsubscribe from my channel. Okay. So please, I wanna shout out Zoya, who gave me a mug of like hot chocolate, and who was in the first episode. This is the second episode because it's a requirement for the assignment to have 3 episodes. So shout out to Zoya. Thank you so much for the hot chocolate. Please, okay.
Hot chocolate does sound pretty good.
Real, bruh. Real.
I am sorry for interrupting. It's been pretty chilly as of late. It should be like middle of May and, warmer May weather, maybe like 50s and 60s Fahrenheit. I'm pretty sure. I forgot this is like for the European audience.
You should be sad, because I and my roommate have a hot tub and it's amazing that I get to chill in them.
Hot tubs, yeah, those are good. Anything warm, really, because it is like cold up here. Like it's definitely like way below the average line. And again, it's the middle of May. It's more like someone like took my house and plopped it on the city near like maybe I guess like the Arctic Circle or something.
Oh, don't worry. Once I step out of the hot tub, it hits me really hard. It's just super cold. It's even colder than probably you are because you just stepped into the water. Anyway, let's continue.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. No, the way you talk about stepping out of the hot tub. So the 2 people in the podcast with me, I laugh when I say podcast because it's like, I'm just thinking like homework. No. So these guys, they know that I was born in the Philippines, which it's really hot there, constantly hot. Constantly humid, and I came to Europe in November, and that was not good for my physical body. So I'm just saying, like you talking about the hot tub thing, multiply that by 10. I know how it feels, but we have introduced ourselves. We are at the 4.5-minute mark. Essentially, we will speak for a total of only 20 minutes. So no pressure on me, on you guys. We have like 15.5 minutes to go. So again, I'm gonna read literally from the class syllabus, and it says podcast, at least 3 episodes in English or Romanian. I don't speak Romanian that great, everybody knows that. I do speak Russian a little bit. On topics relating media. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be relating to media, but okay. Relating media, tech, and the larger culture. So I just want to acknowledge the teacher and the professor who is very educated. I want to acknowledge that person. Thank you for this opportunity to do this assignment, this bonus activity, whatever it's called. It does say it's for 2 students. So I gave this disclaimer, in the first episode. I'm going to give it again. It was meant to be for me and another student, but that student has not responded to me. That's okay. That's how it goes in life sometimes. And I emailed the teacher to let them know that I will have to do it on my own because I cannot wait for this student. And the deadline is the deadline. Okay, so guys, please go and talk about media or tech, which I'm sure that's short for technology, and the larger culture.
Okay. Do you, my friend, have anything to say, or should I start?
I mean, you can start if you want. We can build a conversation from there.
Okay, sure. I'll go with, it seems like in regards to media, a lot of people who ingest media aren't as media literate. And it kind of concerns me because they watch any show and they don't understand the underlying themes of the media that they're ingesting. And it seems as if nerd culture, right, is very prevalent in this day and age. Everyone wants to consider themselves a nerd or have geeky interests, right? But they're not, they might look at the lore of their favorite series. They might hyper-fixate on that. And shout out to all the neurodivergents. We love you. But they don't really, what I've noticed, what the modern person lacks is understanding more thematic analysis of what they watch. For example, a lot of people don't really understand the message behind a series as old as Star Wars, right? you take what was his name? The creator of Star Wars.
George Lucas.
Hold on. George Lucas. You take George Lucas, who at the time of the creation of Star Wars wanted to spread a more left-leaning ideology with his rebellion. Yeah, most people don't understand that the resistance in his perception was
Right wing.
obviously more democratic.
Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of the my bad. Definitely the rebellion is definitely more left leaning. I'm thinking of the like Darth Vader and that as being right leaning.
Yeah, the dark side, right, is well, it goes without saying, but there's a lot of social commentary.
Oh yeah, a lot.
And hate while we people watch Star Wars, and it concerns me because a lot of people like to look at a fandom, and of course it's always good to see yourself through the characters. But what I find is that people misinterpret their stances. And at the end of the day, you know, we can't personally say what their stances would be because they are fictional characters. They don't exist within our world.
Of course.
And I imagine if they were real, they would, you know, they would have entirely different experiences. I don't think vigilantes, for example, in like Marvel or DC Comics could get away with half the things that they do in real life, of course.
Oh, definitely.
But I would like to think that, hold on. I'm losing my train of thought here. I would like to think that, we would look at the messages that they share, and we would try to be a little bit more like them. After all, there's been studies that show even children who admire the characteristics of, like, let's say Batman tend to work harder and in solitary and have better results than children who don't have this sort of idealized character. That's pretty much what I have to say about media.
Okay, there's definitely an interesting study you brought up. I don't think I've ever heard of that study where they took like children and they analyzed them based on their favorite character. That's definitely something interesting to note.
Yeah, it was the abridged definition of that study.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I can see some relationship to it in real life with people taking after their favorite characters, but definitely media literacy is a big problem. It's been something I've been having conversations with friends about, media literacy, and how I feel like some people just don't take a show's messages seriously. Like, they just get engaged with the universe. They treat that universe like an escapist place. They, almost like a fantasy, if you will, like, have it be like their comfort zone. The thing is that sometimes some of these media worlds are actually pretty dark. I think dystopias are a big popular one right now. From what I heard, apparently they're based on critiques of the modern world, but they apply to a future world, and it's supposed to be more of a warning of what happens when we don't change our ways. The problem is that people just ignore that warning part and they get right to the almost like act like they're a citizen in this world. And the thing is, well, if you are a citizen in this world, you're going to be in for a pretty bad time. I'm not sure if I can, say after this on this podcast, but you're in for a pretty a sucky moment. You have to think like they can make these like scenarios or something where like it's pretty much like letting out like their wildest dreams, if you will. And I don't want to say you shouldn't have fun with media like that. Definitely, it's good to have people like engage with like any piece of media, really, whether it be dark or light. But definitely, definitely there's an issue I see with people not taking or appreciating a work's message and just treating it as, I kind of want to say joy fodder, because there's a lot of like media I like to get into.
Entertainment without pure entertainment without the basis of what could be educational and very informative, right?
Oh yeah. No, definitely these days with how the world is, I notice a lot of people are just more into that entertainment angle. Like they want something just to keep their mind off of the world. But the thing is, even back then, I feel like entertainment was made to not only, keep people in entertained, but also to make sure they walk away with something. Because I feel like every story in history, every famous piece of media in history, fictional or non-fictional or realistic fictional or whatever, fantasy fictional, whatever you want to call it, had some kind of message, some theme, some underlying tones to it, and they were based on the creators' experiences, like their life experiences, their fears, their desires, stuff like that. And of course, I'm pretty sure that if they were to just put this stuff in there like blatant as possible, it's probably going to draw people away. But at the same time, there's such a thing as possibly putting it in there too subtle, and people may not notice. And an artist can't come to a person's house and just tell them, "Hey, I made the show for this purpose and this purpose only." These days in the world of social media, we're blessed to have these artists go online and say what they're intending with their work in that, and be more open. But definitely, back then I don't think that was the case. And ironically, even if we have creators now, being more open about why they made a work, I feel like at the same time, that this goes over viewers' heads, and maybe even then, who knows, the creator's just gonna give fan service or thought or to people who engage in the media without, again, appreciating its I want to say its value, or more like its messaging, if you will.
What I find is that I had something. Hold on. Go ahead. Continue. I will add what I have when it comes back to me.
All right, because I was going to say it's pretty much my statement there, or argument or so.
I like the way
to come off though, saying that.
I was just gonna say I like how you used the analogy of an artist can't come to your house and be like, "I made this for this purpose and this purpose only." Oh, yeah. I liked that because I know that. I feel like there's a lot of people who made something for a certain purpose, but it has to be commercially packaged. It has to be a product that people are actually going to buy, shit of that nature.
That is one thing I hate. We have to commercialize, make everything seem like it's tailor fit for consumers. We can't challenge them at all. I feel like you should be not afraid to challenge people and have a product that challenges them. And ironically, I feel like in this day and age, the moment there's a product like that, it challenges people, it just gets watered down and it becomes commercial slop real quick. I feel like almost every edgy trend or edgy idea out there has just been neutered pretty much and made, part of the status quo, if you will. I think there's one show, I'm not sure if you've seen it. I got a friend of mine who's really into it, Squid Game. It's about the perils of capitalism, how these people are downtrodden, so we put them in this game based on children's games, and they have to pretty much fight for their lives to get $1 million cash prize. It's based on the struggles of what the artist saw as capitalism and the concept of the rat race, and pretty much how people have to grind for money, often to the point of exhaustion or even death. And Netflix, pretty much as soon as that show became a hit, guess what? They made lots and lots of merch on it, lots and lots of products, and pretty much became a huge cash grab for them. And definitely, it deserves. I want to admit it's deserved the hype, because definitely from what I've heard, it's definitely an interesting story. I'm going to watch myself. I definitely do want to consider it though. It is. Gosh, I'm starting to lose my thought here as well, but
no,
I was just going to say, throughout history, when art as a medium is rising, we have to look at our society, because that tends to show that with suffering comes the greatest inspiration, and people who are creative have the best messages to inform. And it seems like most people who believe they have an idea of artistic value tend to not understand the themes of what's being presented to them.
Oh yeah.
What were you going to say?
Yeah, I was gonna say probably be on like say more. It's kind of like ironic how like media companies when they have like something that criticizes like their entire like working structure, if you will, that it just pretty much make it like a big. I want to say like a money pit again. Like Squid Game was a critique of capitalism, and as soon as it became popular, it just became over.
It became an example of capitalism instead, pretty much.
Oh yeah, it's ironic. Yeah.
It's very ironic.
Yeah, truly the only, I want to say the only way to make sure a message stays true to itself is just have it be like indie media. I noticed that's been very popular a lot lately, and big companies have been realizing the threat of that, and they're taking two sides. Most of them, unfortunately, want it taken down, and they want to pretty much make it theirs and theirs alone. There's a handful of companies that still value indie media and actually want to help indie creators. I think Steam is one of them. I remember last year there was this huge debacle over where I live about companies and how they process payments in regards to certain content. Apparently, there's a group that wanted that put a kibosh on that. But the CEO of this company, I think I said it was Steam, they pretty much, when they were told about this, they were contemplating it, but then they said, wait a minute, they want us to restrict how we do our business, what games we let people buy at, and that's not what we're for. We're for people pretty much buying whatever they want and playing whatever they want, and that is something that I think more people should stand by, because pretty much I'm pretty sure all people around the world can agree to this, and especially in Romania, this is something they could probably test to pretty damn well. When you suppress art and the expression of thoughts of a person in an artistic field, that is definitely not good news, and it's definitely pretty much oppression. It's definitely you're probably. I'm trying to tie this to my other points here. You're definitely not as good as
Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm sorry to interrupt you really quickly, but like, if there was a video, like, it would catch how like your comment made me smile so much, because like, I'm not saying where I was born is the greatest place. Absolutely not. That's not true. But when I came here,
I heard the Philippines is pretty corrupt, and I think they had like some impeachment recently. So
yeah,
understandable.
Yeah, I won't talk about that here.
Man, it's terrible to hear this. I have some Filipino blood. I should probably do some more research into.
Oh yeah.
You tell me. I'll probably ask you sometime.
Oh goodness.
Go ahead.
No, I was just.
Give me a minute here. You guys can go on a conversation. I gotta hop.
No, not a problem. No, dude, listen. We're already at the 20-minute mark. I just wanted to say I love what you said, because I noticed that quickly. I was like,
okay.
Why does everyone seem to repress themselves? And there's no real need to do that. And I met people who explained it to me. But hey, we are at the 20-minute and 43-second mark. That is it for the second episode, the second segment. Thank you guys so much. You have no idea how much I appreciate this. Thank you. Okay, here, I'm hitting the button.
I appreciate it a lot.
Yes, I'm hitting the button. Here we go.